All right, welcome back to another video. Today, I actually want to talk about, is it worth it to be gaming on Linux? So I've been using Linux for a few years now, and I've been solely using it for like my gaming for a while now. I have done multiple different, ways of achieving gaming on Linux, where whether it's, just gaming directly on the hardware itself, or using cloud gaming, or using like Moonlight to, stream on another PC that might be running like Windows or something. So I've had, the experience of kind of all the different ways of gaming on Linux. I also do have a Steam Deck as well, so I game on there, and my laptop has, Linux on it as well. So pretty much, all my devices are running Linux at this point, and I kind of want to just share my experience and is it worth it to be gaming on Linux in 2025? To answer your question, if you're coming here to know if it's worth it, yes, but it's not for everybody. So that kind of sums it up in a nutshell. But basically, what I'm getting at is being able to game on Linux does free you from the issues you have with Windows updates, the whole Copilot thing, AI, all this stuff that Windows is bringing to the table, and the fact that Windows 10 is going to be end of life here soon. It's really just taking away a lot of those things that are issues for gaming on Windows, and especially on the handheld scene. Like, it's just a clunky, kind of mess. It's just not a great experience to be, gaming on Linux for those things. So basically, like, what I love about Linux is the freedom and a lot of the things that are put in place to kind of make it easy to be able to game. But I say it's not for everybody because there are like extra hoops you do have to go through to get certain games to work, or to configure your system exactly the way you want it. So it's not exactly like a plug and play experience. I do think once SteamOS is on a live version for desktop and laptop hardware, that we will probably have a huge spike in Linux gaming, because that system will be the closest thing to a plug and play, experience to be able to game on Linux. But I do think that there are a lot of different like things you have to kind of go through. For instance, to run Marvel Rivals, it does run on Linux and it runs great. Like, I actually don't crash nearly as much as my, brothers and friends that play it on Windows. We play, quite frequently, and they're always having issues and crashing and stuttering and all that stuff, and I'm actually the one that has the least amount of issues, and I'm the one playing on Linux. But in order to get it to run, I did have to go into the properties here, and then I had to add this launch option, and that also had to be on Proton GE in the latest version of Proton for me to be able to play the game. Well, I will take that back. I did not have to be on Proton GE to be able to play the game. I do have the CachyOS Proton layer installed, and that one I was able to play the game, but I do get this black screen on the home screen and on the cutscenes. It just wasn't it was playable, but it wasn't a good experience because of those minor issues that I was running into. So by adding this command and then also running it on Proton GE, I was able to do that. So I will say there are some things you have to do to get certain games working, and then for the finals, for instance, that game runs great. It's been running on Linux for as long as I can remember, but just recently you had to either do Proton hotfix or the experimental bleeding edge version, and then now just recently you now also have to have this launch command enabled in order to run the finals on Linux. Now, it actually does run better on my Linux desktop than it does on Windows, so I get typically higher FPS and it's smoother. So the gaming experience is great, but you do have to go through these small hoops to make sure that your game is running. Now, to find these things, it's not that hard. You can go to the Proton DB website and be able to find out what the best configuration to be able to get things running on your system, and it works once you do get it actually running. But the issue is it's just getting it there, and not everybody has either the patience, or it's not really a technical know-how, because a lot of it is just copy and pasting. But I will say technical, because some people just feel like it's daunting to have to do these type of things to get something running. But in all reality, I just went to the website. Well, actually, one of my Discord members actually just posted it in my Discord channel that, you had to have this in order to run the finals going forward. So I literally just from the Discord copied it and pasted it in here, and it's running great. So it's not like you have to have have to be really technical, but there are certain things within your system that you do have to be, semi-technical when it comes to running maybe some commands or something to get something in Flatpak to work and you may have to run a command in the terminal to do so. So there are times where you do have to do things outside of like a just graphical interface system, and you do have to use a terminal from time to time or add these launch commands and stuff that you would not have to do on a Windows system. So I don't like when a lot of creators that are using Linux and saying that it's great for gaming, they make it seem a little bit more easy than what it actually is. I'm telling you that I love gaming on Linux and I'm not going back to Windows, but I don't want to be the person that's saying, "Oh, just go for it. It's the greatest thing in the world," because it's just not for everybody. There are some things that you are going to run into that don't make it a great experience for everyone. Once you have it set up, I feel like it is great. But there is that setup process that you kind of have to go through to actually get to the point where you want to be. But I do feel like once you are there, Linux in itself, like the desktop experiences that you can have with different desktops and window managers, I feel like it's just far superior to what you can do on your Windows desktop. So for that reason, I definitely like to say that if you're interested, definitely try it. Go into it. You can try, distros like Bazite and maybe like Pop OS or something a little bit, simpler to get started. You don't have to jump right into like Arch or any other distro that, seems like it's like the gaming centric. Navarro is a good option as well to kind of get you started because they do a lot of the lead work in the beginning. And Navarro, the person who created it, is the one behind the Proton GE Proton layer. So definitely, try things out. You may have to try, multiple to find the right, fit for you, but, definitely try it out, see if it's right for you, and then just go into it from there. But yeah, so if you like the content that I have been putting out, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and I will leave you with some gameplay, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
One. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
My war against the surface world will have to wait. For now.
There we are. It's on the hill. a snowball in the face.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!